Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to episode 2 of my new series, Zero to Producer. In the first episode, we covered the bare basics of Logic, and I hope you all enjoyed and found some value in that. Today, we're going to be covering drums. We're going to be really going into detail on the best way to do drums in Logic Pro, and yeah, obviously drums is a very key part to the beat making, so it definitely made sense for me to do this as the next episode. So let's dive right in. Now I've just got this really simple, like sort of club sample, club type beat sample. You know, you get what I'm saying. In Logic here, just to do some real simple drums because club beats tend to be pretty simple, but we'll start making the drums more advanced, so then you can see how you can do different things. So let's just listen to the sample first of all. There you go, you get the idea. Now, first things first is we obviously want to get some drum sounds in here. So, in the last video, I showed you how to drag the sounds into your loops here. So, but quickly, if you didn't watch the last video, you just click on this loop button here, and it's going to be on Apple Loops first, but click on Untagged Loops, and all you're going to want to do is you just go to your file, and then basically drag the folder in to the loops section. Very simple. Yeah, so let's get some drum sounds in. The question some of you may have is, where can I find drum sounds? Producers sell their drum kits online, so the like Cody, Nick Mira, they all have drum kits. I'm using Murder Beats one today, which can be found on Splice. Splice is like a subscription service where you can download so many sounds a month depending on how much you pay a month. I definitely recommend getting that if you've got the money to. It's not so expensive. It's like $7 a month for the lowest one, I think. So yeah, I'm using the Murder Beats pack today, which is very good. I'd recommend it if you're looking for something good to start you out. So what we want to do is we want to find our first sound, whatever that may be. So I'm going for a clap first, and we want to drag it over here into this section and select Drum Machine Designer. That's going to bring up your Drum Machine Designer like this. You see we've got our first sound here. You can start dragging out other sounds in. We'll get a hi-hat for next. Pick whichever one you like. I like this one. Drag that into the next one. And then let's get a kick drum as well. Let's get the Corona kick drum, because the UK just went into another lockdown, so let's do a tribute to that. Now here we have the Drum Machine Designer as a whole, and then if we click this arrow, it's going to show us our individual sounds, where we can alter the volume here. We can solo it. We can pan the sound here. And yeah, that's just about everything you need to cover in that sort of section. So the way I feel is the best way to do drum sounds is using the new pattern feature within Logic. Now, whatever order you have these tracks in here is how it's going to bring it up in your drum pattern here. So if you like, say I've got mine going clap, hi-hat, kick, but you might want yours to go, hi-hat, hi-hat, clap, kick, for example. So you would need to put it in that order, and then it'll be in that order. Now, you're going to have, this is what it's going to look like in your step sequencer, they call it. And it's very much like the one in FL Studio, if you've seen anyone use that, which I'm sure you have if you're interested in beats. But basically, you click the green boxes, and that's how you make your pattern. So let's just start simple. We've got the hi-hat going here, so this is the hi-hat. So very nice and simple. You get the gist of that. If we wanted it to go, sort of a different rhythm, then we can add that in, but we're just going for a nice simple beat since it's like a club beat, so we're just going to go for that. Now in club beats, the clap tends to be on 2 and 4. So there we are. Yeah, if you're making a trap beat, the claps tend to be on beat 3, because it's sort of that half-time quick tempo feel. So it'd be like, but it tends to be quicker in modern trap music nowadays, but you get the idea. but let's keep it like that. And then let's throw a kick in. Let's have a... I really don't like that kick sound, so I'm just going to change that. It's better. It's more fitting to the beat. Now you can see we can control the volume here, so turn the kick down to 0. You can no longer hear it. But let's put it back. I'm just going to turn the kick down as a whole. Now, let's look in more detail what we can do in the step sequencer. So, if we click this arrow here, it's going to open up velocity and note repeat. So, velocity is basically, if you imagine a drummer actually hitting something, the higher, you know, so 100 would be hitting it hard, and like 50 or whatever is hitting it softer. So, let's just listen to that. You see how it went quieter? And the way a drummer would usually play is they're going to be going like, I know the hand movement is very good, but it's basically going to be hard and then softer, hard, softer. So if we add that in, like so, only delicate, don't go like, you know, 10 and then 100, you know, just drop it by like 20 or whatever, you know, use your ears. So you can hear, it just gives it a little bit more realism and more feel. So if we take that off solo. So hopefully you can hear the difference. I can definitely hear the difference. It makes a big difference to me, you know, for the sort of vibe of the song. Now, note repeat, basically, if you drag it up to 4, you're going to get a roll or 2. It's basically, you know, gives you more notes. A quick way of doing more notes. So, say if we wanted a bigger roll, we add another one in. Which, you know, obviously very common in trap. But I'll keep it like that. Now, say you've got a roll like this, but it's a bit much every single bar. We can go into 32 step here, and that's going to make our beat pattern longer, and we can make it 0 on the second half of the beat. So we've got a roll here, but we now have a roll here, and it's going to repeat every 2 bars instead now. Now that's pretty much everything within that, you know, sort of section there. Now that's pretty much all you can do. Well, not all you can do, it's probably a lot, but you know, that's the basics of laying down your beat. So we've got his beat now. Now say we want to go even more into depth. What we want to do then is click convert to MIDI region, and then it's going to make your drum beat in MIDI, and then we want to click separate by note pitch, and that's going to separate your notes onto the individual track. Now, something, if you listen to trap music, you'll hear a lot is, you know, the different pitched rolls. So now we can move actually our pitches, you see. So something, say we wanted a really crazy roll like you'd hear in trap, is we would select our brush tool. We can select our brush tool here. Where is it? Or you could press T and then click B as a shortcut. But yeah, anyway, you want to click command to access your second tool here. And if you have this set to 16th or 32nd notes, that's what we're going to draw with our brush tool. So if we go like, we're going to need it set to 32nd notes. No, we're not. We're going to need it set to 64 notes actually, because the tempo is so slow. And then we can draw our notes in super quick, like so, look, and then take them away too. So basically all you need to do that is just hold it down and it draws them. So yeah, there you go. That's a super quick way of doing the rolls. And you know, we can change the pitch of them. So say we want it to go crazy like this. Leave that one, and then all I'm doing to alter the pitch here is clicking on the note and then clicking option and then the arrow keys on your keyboard. And then typically with a roll is we don't want it to all be the same velocity, so what we can do is highlight them notes, click A, It's going to bring up our automation slash MIDI. So yeah, and then what we can do is we can click on here and then draw upwards like so. It's going to bring all our MIDI to velocity, so the velocity is going gradually up like so. So you can hear that like so, and there you hear it. Something, you know, you can also do that with the other things like the clap. Something quite common in like club beats is they'll do this. That might be a bit crazy. Yeah. Let's just do it like this, and then highlight them and have it going up. Whoops. That's something you hear quite a lot in club beats, not so much trap beats. And there we go, there we have it. You're going to have these buses on your drum machine by default. That's just going to, so if we solo this one's got a reverb on it, so if we get the idea. And then this is just some delay, so quite cool default effects that you can, you know, play around with. I'm only applying it to the clap there, so yeah. And you can of course change these, so say you wanted to EQ your hi-hat, you can do that here. But that's more of a mixing thing, and we're going to dive into the mixing side in Logic in future episodes. Say you wanted to copy this drum beat across, we can hold Option and then click on it and drag it across. Another thing we can do, if we want to just loop this same drum beat for the entire track, we can highlight it and then click L, and it's going to just go across the whole track. So if you just wanted to cook something up quick, that's a nice way of doing things. And that's pretty much as in-depth as you can get really with the drums. Obviously, you know, I talked about the panning before. If we wanted to pan it like that, give it a bit more space, but I tend to not really pan my drums at all, so, but you know, you do you, use your ears, and yeah, hopefully I've taught you something you didn't know before, and you've learnt something new, and now you know how to do drums in Logic Pro X in depth, and you can get some really crazy patterns going. Let me know how it goes. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Stay tuned for episode 3. Subscribe, turn the notification bell on to let you know when the next episode drops. And yeah, don't forget to like and comment if you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.